I think possibly my favorite thing about this chapter is the music, and we'll get to that in a moment. But maybe I also just like the concept of a prehistoric chapter, just a prehistoric level in general. Not that I've played very many games with prehistoric levels, I don't think. Diddy Kong Racing is the only one that immediately comes to mind, because Diddy Kong Racing has the hot top volcano with Ulya Bunya, Ulya Bunya, Ulya Bunya, Ulya Bunya music. Good times. And it's impossible to tell what they're saying in that music. It could be Hula Bunya, or it could be like stool canary fountain. Sure, let's go with that. That's definitely not at all what they're saying. Zoom in on that rock. Yeah, that rock is not supposed to be there. Yeah, there we go. It's supposed to open that door. I just kind of didn't compose that shot very well. If this was a movie and I was directing it, I just did a terrible job with the choreography. But yeah, let's just mosey on over here with our rock and create some Indiana Jones situation here. This is the second time we've pushed a round object down a hole to break open a wall at the end. Interesting. Also, I don't understand this. He's running away from the rock. Clearly he should get squished. And then it breaks. I guess he runs into the wall and he breaks it himself right before the boulder hits it? Unless the boulder hits it and... Never mind, it's not important. The caveman says, "I'm flying," as he's flying through the air. It's a nice touch. Eye-popping madness number 2. Look at that frame rate drop for the super dramatic shot.
Hey, Maestro! Don't you think that's a little bit too dramatic? Can you give me something with a bit more of a beat?
Here's the music.
Yeah, that's better.
I love it. It's uncomplicated, but very catchy and nice. Suits the area perfectly, in my opinion. Has this nice vibe to it. I don't know. I like it. It's probably my favorite music in the game. Sorry, Wendy theme. Sorry, Bat's Tower. This wins. This whole area... Well, this will become more apparent later, but I think that it was probably directly inspired by Dodongo's Cavern and Ocarina of Time. Don't know what the time frame was for this part being developed, but just have a feeling. Don't know about this part, though. Yeah, and Conker just sits on it. Adopted Kazooie's abilities of Hatch. Sometime later.
Oh! Ah! Here it comes! Whatever it is.
Conker doesn't think about things before he does them, he just does them. Oh no!
Hello!
It's a tiny purple dinosaur. Probably some kind of descendant of Barney. / Yoshi. This is a kind of Yoshi-esque dinosaur. We don't get to ride it, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately, because it's wearing diapers. It just wears diapers out of the... not the womb, but the egg.
Mommy! Yeah, that's right, I'm your mommy. Come on, follow me.
And I think if you watch its diapers, then there are, like, stink lines coming from them, but it could be wrong. Oh yeah, there's definitely some of that. It's green. There's this huge safety pin in them that, at an angle, looks kind of like a chainsaw to me. That's just my hyperactive mind hyperactivating. Because hyperactive, hyperdrive. And Astro, turf. Did you get stuck back there? Yeah, you did. This is a high-maintenance dinosaur. This is why you can't have dinosaurs as pets, and also they're dead. That's the other reason. He's just gonna eat everything in sight. I assume it's a he. That's, I will name him Sweeney Todd. I don't know. Ralph. Ralph is a funny name. Apologies to anyone named Ralph. And also apologies to anyone named Bob. Bob is also a funny name. And also Ron Weasley. I was thinking about that earlier because I was typing in Weasley on my phone, and phones have predictive text and everything, and it corrected to Weaselly. Just the word Weaselly, which is like an adjective to describe weasels. Or you have a weaselly, like, countenance, I guess. Like maybe a physique, I don't know, but that was like my moment of, oh, that's why he's named that. It's surprisingly subtle, though, because it sounds like a last name. It's just not a last name that anyone happens to have, I guess. Dinosaur, I know you were just born, but could you move a little bit faster? Learn to walk. It's not that hard, you just move one foot in front of the other. Here's your inspirational message for the day. Whenever you start walking, whenever you're learning your baby steps, you know, you're expected to fail a lot, but you just gotta keep going. Because eventually you'll get better at it, and even though you'll never be perfect, you're always gonna probably trip over something. You're always gonna get better steps. And now, after that pep talk, we are going to do some horrible, horrible things. We have a dinosaur here. We have dinosaur footprints right here, and a big thing that looks like it will crush whatever is below it. I think you can kind of put 2 and 2 or 1 and 1 together and figure this out. I really don't know why it's put 2 and 2 together, because you're never putting more than 2 things together. It's not 4 things. Yep, here we go. So horrible.
This is gonna be interesting.
But Conker is unfazed. I think that there are ways of glitching out that scene, but I don't know for sure. Don't know why there aren't any subtitles there. Everybody says, "We are pleased with your offering." Yeah, this is so Dodongo's Cavern. And also the way that we get all the snot out of his throat is Dodongo's Cavern-y. Resituating in chair again. Another monk, priest, tadpole frog man with a tablet. A tablet with not much on it. It looks like the pi symbol and other similarly pi-like symbols. Whoa, what just happened there? That was... I've never been thrown that direction before. Thankfully it worked out. And I did not get beaten to a bloody pulp by fall damage.
Oh, another wise guy. Come on, then. Cool. I'm gonna have that gold card before you know it.
Yeah, well, by this point in the game, Bomberman would have had, like, 16 gold cards. So there. That is a completely out-of-place Bomberman 64 reference, because that's a game that I've played recently. Semi-recently. Haven't completely beaten it, but I've at least gotten to the final world. Yeah, in Dodongo's Cavern, you'd put a bomb in each eye. In this game, you put pepper in each nostril. So now, instead of having a tongue covered in slime, it's just bone dry now. There's nothing. Oh, this is gross. Never really noticed this before, just this stringiness on the side here. If we touched any of these uvulas, now, in the real world with a person, that would cause them to throw up. But in this game, this ancient dinosaur, like, all that happens whenever we run into one of those uvulas is we get hurt. And also, why does it have multiple uvulas? And why does its throat go in multiple directions? Games don't need logic, but
It kind of suits me.
I can imagine breathing being a real problem when your windpipe splits off like this. Let's go the easy way. We're not to the stressful parts of the game yet, but they'll be coming soon. I would like to repeat that I'm not positive that I'll get through the parts of the game that I would like to with no deaths. I would really, really love it because I've been working at this for so long, but... You know, actually, from a distance, that snot in the background all over his throat is kind of pretty, because it's sparkly.
Oh, not these guys again.
You gotta love incredibly obvious disguises
Oh, yeah, I know.
to the player that nobody in the game understands.
Yeah. Okay, those rock monster guys up there. Do you like them? Well, I don't like them either. It's time to get rid of them.
Playing it cool, Conker. Mr. L.
Okay, follow me.
And then the added music that these guys provide makes the beat all the more catchy, in my opinion. Don't know if that means anything in another language. It's probably some crazy group of swear words, for all I know. Because I know that, I feel like I probably talked about this in my Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play, even though that was my first one, and it was a billion light years ago, even though light years are not a measurement of time. But apparently, like, the Batman show, was it a show at some point, had these plow, kablamo things that showed up on the screen, and secretly they were, like, swear words in different languages, which I find humorous.
Okay, guys, let me have the first pop, and then they're all yours.
Bam. No, don't bam me. I was bamming you. Shoot. They're tag teaming me now. You're not allowed to come in groups, to come in swarms. Let me get my chocolate first, then I'll leave you be. Okay, hit you with a frying pan. I'll turn this frying pan into a dying pan. Yeah, because these guys just get decimated. Crumbling into dust. There's still 2 more of them? Goodness. This one seems to be holding a club. He doesn't need a club, he is his own club. Speaking of which, we're about to enter a club. Or maybe it's a bottle, I can't tell. Doesn't matter. Don't matter.
I said no sneakers.
No, you didn't.
Buzz off.
I think
Also,
you'll
does he
let
mean
us in
sneakers
somehow.
like people sneaking
What's
in,
the
or does he mean
nonsense here?
sneakers like the sneakers I'm wearing?
Alright guys, just steady on. I'll sort this out. So, what do you say?
You seem like my kind of guys.
Really?
Okay, but I need the password.
You seem like my kind of guys.
Password.
I noticed that you killed like half of my race a second ago. This joke is ruined in Live and Reloaded, apparently, because that word is censored.
How do you know that?
Just,
I
it's
know everything.
ruined.
Well, I will be. Didn't you see the prologue?
Supposedly, the swear words get uncensored after you've beaten the game once. I'm not sure if that's actually true, though. Okay, well, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Just kidding. This is not an Emerald City. This is just a dance club. And there's Barry, just kind of stuck behind some bones. I'm sure that she could fit through them very easily, but she's just lazy. Here's some cool guys. I like this guy's hair. He has a bone in his hair, in his afro. Looks like a drumstick. Speaking of which, recently between 2 of my classes, I had somewhere to be, like I had a meeting, and there was barely any time before the meeting to get any food, but I decided I might as well try anyway, and so I got some chicken at my college Popeyes, but I never know how to order at Popeyes. I rarely go there. I just ask for chicken, and I forget that there's boneless chicken and bone-end chicken at the same time in that place. There's just, why have both? Why can't you just have chicken? That's why I'm kind of a Chick-fil-A person, is they never have bones in chicken. Why do you want bones on chicken? It just makes it harder to eat. But then, I guess, it was still good chicken. There is a certain quality to it whenever it's on the bone, I guess. Because it's like it's all tender skin on the outside. So the urinating has returned. I don't know what it is about this part, but it's like, this part shouldn't be difficult, but then sometimes it is. The main thing about it is, well, if you don't have momentum, whenever you're peeing on the boulder guys, then they don't go all the way into the doors, and so then they just kind of get stuck there, and you have to be peeing forever, and you never reach them, and it sucks. Conker, can you just get hungover already from peeing? I still don't know how that works. Just do your pee stream. You can never position the camera to actually see his wiener, probably because he doesn't have one, but also because that would be too edgy for me. 3 edgy 5 me. I could go through that door, but that's unavoidable damage if you do that, so I'm going to go up here instead. It's a little bit weird how the game is positioned that way. Because you fall where the rock is, you fall in the same location. Yeah, and somehow it's just high enough that you take fall damage. Okay, Rockstar. Roxanne, that's probably your name. Scooch out of the way so I can put this switch down. Yeah, here's the music that was used in Rise of the Mushroom Kingdom in, the part where Luigi... Well, part 2 specifically, where Luigi is, going through the dance club, sneaking around, breaks a guy's neck, breaks Boom Boom's neck, specifically. Good old Boom Boom. And felt creepy about going there and facing Boom Boom. I'm sure all of these guys are stoned. They're probably not actually stoned. Yeah, put your pee away. Put your pee away, Conker. We don't need any of that right now. Just hold it in for a little longer. I know that it sucks and it's painful, but you gotta do it. Hey guy, I hope you don't mind if I just pee on you for a while. Go a little better. Go a little bit better than that. Pee better. Pee better. No. Yeah, this is the problem. Oh, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Oh, so close. Well... guess we'll have to try that again. Sometimes they're just not in the best position. But we can skip that now. Probably didn't skip it the last time, but I just forgot. I have a feeling that this music has been used at many dance parties. It's a really long song by most video game music standards. Hey man, do you mind just moving a little bit closer to that door? For no reason. I know I peed on you a second ago, I'm glad that you don't remember that. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Say hello to Papa. That is a really creepy thing to say. Why did I say that? Nope, there we go again. Alright, punch me. Go a little closer to the door. Yeah, that's right. Grind up against those grindstones. Sweet. You're free to go, Barry.
Hey, Barry! Barry!
She's very upset. She must be a blueberry.
Oh, she'd recognize you with this on my head. Oh, well.
His own girlfriend. Although I kind of question how much of a girlfriend she is to him. Because she doesn't seem to be... They don't seem to have the best chemistry. They're a little bit odd. Odd couple. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't done everything that I need to do here yet. I need to get the monies. All these flashing lights everywhere. Yeah, you get your cash eyeballs.
Hey, I'm here. Hurry up. Pick me up, shithead.
Will do. I think there are times when I've played this game when Conker says, it's getting a bit noisy during that cutscene, and it's the quietest part of the song. Because there is a part that's a little bit quieter. Conker unnecessarily shows the cash to himself,
Where do you think
and that
you're
goes to
going
show
with
that he's stealing it.
the money?
Oh, I'm following her.
I don't think so. I think you need to see the boss.
Okay.
He says, I'm following her. He says, I don't think so. And then he takes him to her. Sure. Logic.
Well, this is the fella.